Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video here. So I wanted to do another Walking Dead Q&A. This one here is going to be focused a lot on the Comic-Con trailer, and also I guess there's some other questions as well, just general questions about the Walking Dead universe. So before we go any further, obviously if you are new here, make sure to be a subscriber if you do want more Walking Dead content like this. And again, Comic-Con is in about a month from now, and yeah, we're just counting down the days now until we get to watch that trailer. First question here, this question here is a little weird, but I'll answer it anyways. Could Travis come back to meet with Madison? I know it's a stretch, but this show taught me until you see a body or walker, they aren't dead. If you agree, would a spin-off show for the two work? The thing is like, I know I've gotten a lot of questions about this over the years since Travis's death episode, and I just don't see it. Like with Madison, it was different because she was on the ground, and we didn't actually see her like burn up with the fire or you know, get attacked or eaten by the walkers. It just kind of all happened. Like it just cut away. It was pretty easy to see how she could escape. With Travis, he fell from a helicopter. Like he was pretty high in the air. He also got bit. There's no way. With Travis, he's dead. Like for sure, he's dead. There's no way he's coming back from that. And I think if they brought him back, that would be too far. Like it would be way too far. With Madison, it's not, because we never saw her die. She was just sort of backed up against the wall. But again, the walkers were still kind of farther away. We didn't see them come up close to her at all. She could have just climbed over, or however she got away, right? Like it was really easily explainable. But with Travis, I just really don't see that. Do you think we will get a Tales of the Walking Dead episode for Grady Memorial Hospital, the Morales family, the Vatos gang, or Heath? With the Grady Memorial Hospital, I can see that for sure. That's a possibility. With the Morales family, I don't. I think the Morales story for the most part is probably done. The Vatos gang is probably done as well. Heath, I guess they could do, but I think that really depends on the actor, you know, if he actually wants to come back. Corey Hawkins decided to leave the show, you know, so that's why we saw Heath leave in the way that he did. So it all really depends on him, but I could definitely see him appearing in Tales of the Walking Dead or something like that. But do you think Fear could end with them making it to the Commonwealth and caught up with the present timeline? I don't see them ending it with them going to the Commonwealth. I could see them catching up with the present timeline for sure. Ending with the Commonwealth is a little much because you're sort of ending it the same way The Walking Dead ends, right? So I don't see them ending it in that way, but catching up with the present timeline I could totally see. And I actually think would be really important just in general for the show, just because I hate the fact that it's set so far in the past, right? It kind of feels like nothing could really ever happen, like with the characters, because obviously like we line things up with where the Walking Dead's at. Like, you know, there's a lot of talk about Morgan or Dwight going back to the Walking Dead. Well, we know it's never going to happen because they're like, what, 5-6 years in the past, which, you know, obviously they haven't shown up yet on the Walking Dead. So I definitely think catching up is something that is really important. It's not like it really matters anyways because The Walking Dead's ending right away. But I think for the overall universe, I think it's important, right? Like with the Rick movie, and actually, you know, if you want to get Morgan in that movie or the second movie, then yeah. And especially with Dwight too. You know, Dwight is a character I could totally see popping up in Isle of the Dead. I actually really like that. I think that if they plan to end Fear the Walking Dead in the next couple of years, say with season 9 or 10, and Isle of the Dead is on season like 2 or 3 or something like that around then I could totally see Dwight showing up then. And I think it would be so perfect, to be honest. That's a reunion I think most of us want. Q&A. So I just finished season 5, episode 4 while writing this. And is it possible that at the end of episode 4, when Morgan, Alicia, and the kids see the CRM helicopter, that it was the same helicopter that took Rick as well? It just really bugs me, haha. Well, anything with helicopters and stuff on Fear the Walking Dead, I mean, it's probably not the same helicopter. Obviously, it's the same people that took Rick. But it's, you know, the stuff with the CRM and Fear the Walking Dead, a lot of it was just sort of teases. A lot of it really didn't mean anything at all. It was more of a relationship storyline, which, again, I'm just not a fan of, just because it was such an important storyline that I wish it meant more than just the relationship. You know what I mean? Like, you're teasing the CRM. We're seeing the logo. We're seeing the helicopter. Rick just left The Walking Dead. You know, a lot of us are getting excited. Like, what does this mean? Are we going to see a lot more from it? And it just sort of ended up being a relationship. And again, you can keep the relationship part of it. It's totally fine. Like, I don't really have an issue with that. It's more just like, why couldn't we see more of the CRM? Like, why can't the plot revolve more around that? You know, would you rather have a Rick and Michonne spinoff show over the movies if that were an option? Yes, totally. I would prefer a Rick and Michonne spinoff show, because I think with The Walking Dead in general, television shows just are better. And television shows kind of work better anyways. I would say, like, nowadays, I don't mind movies. Like, I really don't mind movies. But for me, television shows, I think, are just the big thing, because you're able to watch it week to week. There's a lot of hype in between, right? There's a lot of us just talking about it, and you sort of get to live in it for a while. With a movie, you know, the Rick movie, we'll be excited for the trailer, and there'll be some hype up until that release, you know, and following all the news on it. But once that movie comes out, it's kind of, that's it, right? Like, I guess you can go and see it again, but now you're waiting another, 2 years or something for the second movie. So I would prefer a television show, definitely. And if it was a Rick and Michonne spinoff show, oh man, that's going to be big. That's going to be really big. People miss those characters so much. Q&A, if you could pick any characters from The Walking Dead /Fear/ World Beyond to feature in the Rick movies, which characters would you want to feature the most? Well, no characters really from World Beyond and Fear. Well, I guess with Fear, it would be mostly like Alicia, maybe Strand, Madison, and then Morgan and Dwight. With Walking Dead, I mean, anyone, really anyone. Are there any characters that you thought were somewhat underutilized in season 11? Not really, to be honest. I'm okay with what they did. Like, I would make the argument for Aaron, definitely. But in season 11B, he got a lot. I think in season 11A, he never really did. And again, it's all sort of like juggling everything, right? You have so many characters here. You got to juggle, you know, the storylines and the screen time for characters, because obviously, like, we want to see our core cast, but we love characters like Aaron or Rosita or Ezekiel, Eugene, right? So let's sort of like, how do we have them in the plot enough, but also give the core cast that the appropriate amount of screen time, right? And I think they overall handle it really well. So I wouldn't really say that there was a character that was underutilized, really. Maybe Pamela Milton, if anything. You know, like, Pamela Milton, I feel like should be a little more involved in the story, but that could be coming here in part 3. Q&A, is it a possibility that we see Maggie and Negan together in the future? So you mean like a relationship? Probably not. Now, the one thing I wanted to talk about was the Comic-Con trailer, because the Comic-Con trailer obviously is the big thing of the summer. It's going to be dropping in about a month, so they're probably working on it right now. I mean, they're probably going to be done it very soon. And again, a lot of the promoting for part 3 is going to start soon, but a lot of it, you know, it's really going to take off as soon as Comic-Con happens. But I could see them starting it around, I mean, July 1st, you know, that last week of June there. Maybe July 4th or something like that, around there. Usually the week leading up to Comic-Con, there's some Entertainment Weekly articles, there's some first looks and stuff. You know, there's some photos and stuff released. Sometimes it's the week before, which is about July 11th. You know, we're at June 17th already. So very soon we're going to start to see a lot more stuff here for part 3. We just kind of have to get through the next, 2 weeks, really? I mean, stuff could still happen in the next 2 weeks. But the next 2 weeks, you know, once we're past that, we're already into July. It'll be like July 4th, you know, like that weekend. And I could see stuff starting to drop around there. There's going to be a lot of hype for Comic-Con, because obviously Comic-Con is going to be a really big moment for us Walking Dead fans, because it's the very last one for The Walking Dead, right? So yeah, I'm excited to see that. And then once we get into that, I mean, we're going to get the trailer. There's going to be a lot of stuff. They might do the 11 weeks of reveals that they usually do. I mean, I don't know if they'll do that this year. I mean, they've been doing it the last 2 years. And to be honest, some of the reveals aren't really the greatest. And I feel like, if anything, just sort of drop that information randomly. Because I think if you make an event out of it like that, if you don't have the proper reveals, if it's nothing that's going to be exciting and new, then it isn't that exciting, to be honest. So I think, yeah, basically after that, they're going to be promoting The Walking Dead a lot. And then, yeah, we're into August, which Tales of the Walking Dead's right there. And that's the thing. We haven't gotten the Tales of the Walking Dead trailer yet. When is the Tales of the Walking Dead trailer dropping? That could be any time now. They could drop that in the next 2 weeks, or they could save it for Comic-Con, which is a bit, you know, that's very close. Like, if they drop it on that Saturday, July 23rd, I mean, Tales of the Walking Dead is dropping in 2.5 to 3 weeks after that. which is kind of nuts. And then we're going to have that every Sunday again with or mixed with the Walking Dead Part 3 reveals. There's also Fear the Walking Dead Season 8 as well. You know, there's going to be that there. And that takes us straight to October. So again, things might be quiet for the next 2 weeks, maybe not. But the chaos is about to start here in the Walking Dead universe. So I'm definitely really excited for it. I really can't wait for the Comic-Con trailer. I hope that it's above like 4 minutes. You know, trailers before, if they were 4 minutes, usually we would get a scene maybe of like a minute or two or something. And then I'm just mostly thinking of the Season 8 trailer. I know for the first however long, we got that like minute and a half scene before they cut into stuff. So I could see them doing something like that maybe. I think most likely it's going to be like a 2-minute trailer. But if it's longer, I think that'd be amazing because just some more stuff to break down, right? Like we're going to be talking about that for forever. I hope Rick is a huge, you know, presence in the trailer. And yeah, besides that, I'm definitely really excited. So we're about a month away. Definitely post your thoughts down below. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.